Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel, and today I want to show you my newest version of my Purrely deck, which I used to win the regional in Berlin. We played 9 rounds of Swiss, 259 players I think, and I went 8-0, 8-1 and won because of tiebreak. But yeah, I lost the finals to Orcus. But yeah, so I also won the regional in Cologne with this deck. Of course, it was a bit different, but it's still the same concept. And at the French Open, which is just a big regional, I went 8-2 on the Swiss, and then I got top 16, the 16th place. So yeah, for my main deck, I'm playing 4 cats, still 4 cats. I'm never missing the 5th one, because to be honest, if you manage your resources correctly, you don't need it, and normally you won't run out of cats if you do it correctly. The only time where you might run out of cats is when your opponent hand traps you like 3 turns in a row. But yeah, then you should lose normally. Yeah. Too delicious. This is like crazy. Konami is giving us randomly a delicious back. It's not more consistency, to be honest, because if you go first and you don't really want to normal summon anything besides like the white cat. So yeah, it's not making the deck more consistent going first. Going second, yes, but not go first. But it makes your Nor just sometimes so big that they cannot out it. And I won a few matches just by sitting on the Nor, which they couldn't out because they didn't play Goddess, since the extra deck of Fire is really tight. They have to play rank 1 on top now, so it's super tight. And yeah, 2 Sleepies, standard 3 Happy, 3 Pretty, of course. And then the reason why I'm playing the deck is Street, and 3 My Friend, and only 1 Yeep. Okay, so now for the non-engine, since these were 21 engine cards, I'm playing 41 cards, so I'm playing basically 20 non-engine. And for me, what makes this deck work is Pot of Prosperity. I saw some of the Purely players not playing it because they are playing the hand trap version of the deck, and if you are playing many hand traps, this card is worse. Like, this card is only good for going first then, because you can either grab a hand trap or grab a engine card. Going second though, if you activate go second, you can only grab like Field Spell or Engine and nothing else. You cannot grab like a real board breaker because of your hand traps. So in my version, it is super good, and because I really want to run this card, I have to run breakers. I cannot run like 15, 18 hand traps or whatnot. It's just impossible for me, because I break quite sometimes without this one. So yeah, 3 Dark Rulers, still insane. I didn't play this one because of Omni Negates. Like, people are always asking me like, would you still play Dark Ruler because there's no Baron and Savage? And I'm like, no. I never played this one for Baron and Savage because I almost never got double Omni Negates on the field from my opponent. Normally I just want to negate like Appaloosa and Plumberg, and also synergize really well with any other hand trap. Like, you can, if you know your opponent is not playing like the Omega combo or something, you can throw your hand traps on Poplar to add the field spell, and then you can just rule out the entire field, and then they only have Princess left, which you normally can play around. Yeah, then also reason why my deck is like this is Crossout Designator. This I can play without it, but Purely is known to be really fragile to one hand trap sometimes, and yeah, you just have to play it if you want to go first. If you go second with this deck, you probably don't need it that much, but if you are winning quite a few dice rolls, this is like literally the only way how you can survive all the hand traps, especially now because Ogre's in the meta, and I hit it 2 Ogres with Crossout alone, where I would have lost. And that was insane. Like, one time I had Happy and 2 times I had Crossout. Then for my hand traps, 3 Ash is like the best one, even against fire. I don't really care if they go for the IP Princess combo, but I care about the extra combos, or like sometimes one Ash just stops the entire combo, or they literally just end on Flamberg IP, and that's, I have like enough outs for that. Then now for my crossout targets, I'm playing every single hand trap at 1. I increased my hand trap count by Ghost Ogre, just because everybody's playing Ghost Ogre now, so I need it for crossout. You can play more of them if you want to. The Ogre slot was Chalice before, the Forbidden Chalice, if you remember. And now I'm playing Ghost Ogre because it almost does the same against fire, because I only want to hit like IP or sometimes Appaloosa if they make it with Celine. And yeah, Ogre does the same as Chalice. So you could also play like Ogre, 3 Ogre, 1 Ogre or 2 Chalice or something like that. Or 2 Ogre, 1 Chalice, because Ogre also makes your no draws better because it's a hand trap instead of a quick spell. And for the other 2 Chalices, I tried something, and that's just playing more crossout targets. So basically my entire deck like is crossout targets. Droplet is almost like Chalice. It's a bit worse because you need a cost. And sometimes you cannot afford to use Droplet late, because sometimes you want to keep it for the the IP, and if they keep the IP really long, you cannot use Droplet that easily. That's my only problem with that. And Talents is good go first, but so bad go second in this deck, just because it is too slow. If you are getting hit by SP on the field spell, it's too late. You want to prevent that from happening rather than punishing your opponent. So it's a bit too slow for me, but I just played it just in case I play against like bot breaker decks, like Branded or so, and I start spinning with Nor, or I throw a hand trap and they go like Talents to draw or something, and then I can use my crossout because they are not playing any they're not playing any hand traps, right? So if I have crossout against them, I will have it set, and now I can just hit something else. Like sometimes I can hit Prosperity, Cold Buy, and now I can also hit these. So I was like, yeah, why not? Why not trying? Then my last one was for 41 cards. Rivalry, still insane. Although you are playing against more Tempai, first you need to draw it against Tempai, go first, and then you also need to win the dice roll, right? Because every time they're winning the dice roll, they will let you go first, and then you know it's Tempai, and then you just discard it. And Cold Buy for the Ogres, Droll, Vela, Ash, of course, hand traps, and you can use it as a defensive measure, right? Against like Gimmick Puppet combo, against Snake Ash. If you set it, you can just hit Snake Ash or Flamberg, whatnot. Really good as a non-engine too. Okay, then for my extra deck, it's basically the same. I changed one thing inside the engine because of the new ban list. So 1 Baby Nor, now 2 Plums, because the main reason is not like that you need to make 2 all the time, but first you can make 2 now, like quite often. Like it's literally an overkill, but I like to do it to finish the game faster. And also when you play against like Kashtira, Snake Eye, and they're banishing one of your like if you only play 1 plump, they should banish it to your plump, but now I have 2 and they literally cannot banish anything, or like they have to banish it twice, so that's why it's okay. Yeah, 2. So I'm basically playing 2 of each besides the Baby Nor, because I barely go into it, and only once, of course. Then the Zeus package, you can play Fuho. I'm thinking about playing Fuho too, because Santa Claus is not that popular, but Droplet is. Like Droplet is almost in every Tempai deck. So, and this dies to Droplet. But the thing is, if they don't open Droplet, this can buy you 2 turns. And sometimes it's really important to survive 2 turns. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should play the full, but I don't know yet. Then we have these utility cards, Anima, SP, and Typhon. They do come up, unfortunately, so we need to play them. That was the extra deck. And now from my side, I changed a bit for this regional, but it's basically always the same. The cards that I always play are the Fissure and back removal. Like the best back floodgate and the best removers. The best hotgate because you are getting hit by Veiler, Ogre, and Droll, and sometimes they are siding also like DD Crow. So D-Shift Dimensional Fissure is really good. So we have that. And then I still have like 2 Droll randomly in my side because like for rogue decks, whatnot. But I don't know if I really want to keep it in. It's also good against Flu, of course, but every time I played against Flu, they hit me with Shifter, so I couldn't even activate it. Then because I had 1 slot open, I played 1 random Lava Golem, just because this one is good against every bot building deck, right? Fire, Voiceless Voice. I don't know. I just saw this here as a 4th Dark Ruler. So basically I'm playing like 4 Dark Rulers, like 4 cards that can just deal with like at least 2 things on the board. And yeah, but every time I saw this one, I had like 2 cats. Every time like 3 normal summons, like what the fuck. Then instead of Shifter, I tried something new and it was like Retaliancy. I just wanted to have something for branded that I can also side and go first. So Shifter you only need against like more roguish decks like Tyr or Orcus. Unfortunately, I faced Orcus, meaning I literally lost because I didn't play Shifter. But yeah, these were like for branded. I unfortunately didn't face any branded, but you can like make your Nora and draw into this one, and this one helps you a lot against branded. So, or like Melodious or something new. And then for my last 3 cards, you can play whatever you want. Like just 3 go first cards. There are so many cards you can play. Then Measure and Barrier, Judgment, whatnot. You can play. What's called again? Black Goat. There are like so many cards you can play. For this regional, I decided to play. Another Floodgate. And this is Prohibition. Prohibition is just here. In theory, it is cool because you can, like, against Temper, you can just call the Tuna, the Tundra, and they cannot use it. So meaning they cannot use it as material. They cannot normal summon it. They can set it, but they cannot do anything with that. I think they can set it. I don't even know. Yeah, they probably can set it, but they cannot use it. They can only use the copies that are already on the field, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't do anything. So you can call something specific. You can also call like Poplar against Snake Eye. They cannot use like normal summon Ash does nothing if you call Poplar. And also, yeah, it's really difficult for them to get rid of this without removal. So what you can do is like just use Happy on it, and then they need Cosmic Cyclone specifically to out it, and yeah. Otherwise, they need like something like Witch, and then go into SP just to out this one, or like, yeah, it's really difficult to out. And one time I just had 2 prohibitions up. I called like Cosmic Cyclone, I called Poplar, and I protected both, and then they couldn't get destroyed, and I just chilled. But they are really specific. I don't know if they are good. I probably wouldn't play it anymore, I guess. Maybe something like Deep Barrier is better, or like Judgment, more generic stuff. Because if you, for example, if you don't really know what your opponent is doing, or like if you don't play against a deck that is so streamlined, calling a certain card is really difficult. And also this one can get removed. So if you get Cosmic Cyclone in it, yeah, you are still dying. So I don't know. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked my deck and try it yourself. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. And of course, if you wanna see more deck lists and so on, please subscribe. Bye.